Welcome, everyone. Today, we have an incredible story to share about a horse named Big Joe, a magnificent draft cross, who found his way to the horseshoeing school a few years back. Riley, with her incredible skill and patience, trained Big Joe to ride and taught him all the essential basics. It wasn't long before Riley's father, Don, the owner of Rockingham Quarter Horses, recognized Big Joe's true potential. He discovered that Joe was a truly phenomenal rancher, possessing a natural talent for the work. This led to Joe finding his forever home at Don's Horse Ranch. Nestled in the heart of central Idaho, just a few days ago, a frightening incident occurred. While out checking cows in a pasture, Big Joe stumbled and fell into a deep hole. This hole, created by a leaky water main line, was just large enough to trap him. The situation was precarious, and the immediate concern was for Big Joe's safety and well-being. What followed was a testament to the power of community and quick thinking. The team at Don's Horse Ranch, along with dedicated individuals, sprang into action. Their priority was to safely extract Big Joe from the difficult situation he found himself in. It was a challenging rescue, requiring careful planning and a lot of hard work. Through their combined efforts, Idaho, Big Joe was just an average working ranch horse until he got stuck in a muddy death trap in an Idaho pasture. A dramatic 14-minute video of Big Joe's rescue has gone viral across the state and region, showing the October 19th incident that almost cost the big draft horse's life. It took 3 men, cables, ropes, a side-by-side, and a skid steer to pull the giant crossbred draft horse out. At one point, the ranchers worried that the saddle might give way.
The ranch spans about 550 acres and features a classic western landscape in the Passamoroi Valley, which runs for 60 miles between the Lost River and Limhi mountain ranges. It's a nice place to be a horse, pastures with muddy sinkholes aside. If you're wondering, Joe's in good shape.
At the start of the video, you barely see the horse, as only his head is above the earth, with the rest of his body wholly engulfed in the hole. Using a skid steer, they dug around the hole to make it wider so the horse could wiggle out. After clearing some of the mud, the ranchers tied a rope to the saddle's horn, using a farm utility vehicle to pull the horse slowly out of the hole.
He's just not hooked rope! Just got hooked rope! Try to grab this horn, and we pull the rope tight around it.
This rescue highlights quick thinking, emphasizes the horse's trust in its owners, and a lot of bravery to make this rescue a success. On Facebook, many social media users filled the comments applauding the ranchers for their quick thinking. But those praises were met with harsh criticism from other folks. Many blamed them for forcefully telling the cattle dogs to get out of the way, or that the rescue was flawed in many ways. However, the Idaho Horseshoeing School was not taking the hate and quickly shut down Karen in the comments, criticizing their video and commending this heroic save.
You guys that are critical of this very stressful situation need to understand a few things. The temperature outside was around 35 degrees. The hole was pretty small, just big enough for the horse to be vertical. Rocky ground makes quick digging very difficult, even with a backhoe. His legs were stuck around the underground pipe, so simply lifting him out was impossible.
To me, Don Mickelson epitomizes the can-do spirit of the American cowboy and the resilience of American ranchers. He is a prime example of the sort of man who tackles problems with fierce determination and a never-quit attitude. Cold, wet, and exhausting didn't matter. So yes, if Americans today need an example of toughness and what it is to do right in a stressful situation, this is it. In a tense portion of the video, the ranchers say that if the saddle gives or the girth what holds a saddle in place breaks, they will lose the horse. Slowly but surely, more and more of the horse's body is exposed, and Big Joe is eventually freed from the hold. One man was doing his part to make sure Big Joe's head did not go under the water. If that had happened, the horse would have died. Using a skid steer, they dug around the hole to make it wider so the horse could wiggle out. After clearing some of the mud, the ranchers tied a rope to the saddle's horn, using a farm utility vehicle to pull the horse slowly out of the hole. With immense care and precision, they were able to successfully bring Big Joe out of the hole. It's a relief to know that he is now safe and sound. Recovering from his ordeal, this story highlights the deep bond between humans and these incredible animals, and the lengths people will go to ensure their safety. We are so grateful for the dedication and expertise that went into Big Joe's rescue. It's a reminder of the importance of vigilance and the incredible spirit of those who care for these magnificent creatures.
Joe's near demise. Ranching isn't always romance. Often we're in the middle of a crisis. This morning, we nearly lost Joe, one of our good ranch horses. Thanks to River and Bray, we managed to save him. Pay no mind to the fat guy doing all the yelling. Enjoy the video. We sure didn't enjoy making it. My good wife Kathy stayed there through the whole thing, filming it. Thanks to her, we have it recorded.
To me, Don Mickelson epitomizes the can-do spirit of the American cowboy and the resilience of American ranchers. He is a prime example of the sort of man who tackles problems with fierce determination and a never-quit attitude. Cold, wet, and exhausting didn't matter. So yes, if Americans today need an example of toughness and what it is to do right in a stressful situation, this is it. I salute Mr. Mickelson. He's the sort of American that others can learn from. As for River Bree and Mrs. Mickelson, who filmed the rescue, God bless you all. If it breaks, we'll lose the horse, one of the men said. Back in the saddle, here's what happened to Big Joe since, for more than a month, Big Joe rested. Then on a cold December morning, Mickelson decided it was time for the saddle to get back on Joe. Found a few cattle up on the mountain we needed to get, so I thought we'd give old Joe his first test ride since his ordeal, said Mickelson, as he narrated a December 5th video posted on YouTube. It shows Mickelson leading Joe with a light dusting of snow on the ground. He's got a little mud on his head there, he said. Looks like he's feeling good. It's chilly today. Winter's coming. Mickelson takes Joe into the barn, brushes him down, and checks in with his horse. Joe seems to flinch. Joe acts a little like he's been through an experience, a little bit of trauma. Imagine that. We're getting brushed off here and saddled up, said Mickelson, who then leads Joe onto a horse trailer. The video picks up with Joe triumphantly trotting across the windswept range and galloping after stray cattle. Mickelson takes Joe into the barn, brushes him down, and checks in with his horse. Joe seems to flinch. Joe acts a little like he's been through an experience, a little bit of trauma. Imagine that. We're getting brushed off here and saddled up, said Mickelson, who then leads Joe onto a horse trailer. The video picks up with Joe triumphantly trotting across the windswept range and galloping after stray cattle.
Big Joe was a champ today. I roped on Big Joe for the first time outside like that, and he did great. I didn't do so hot, but he got me right in there, and I got a throw or two, but we had a good day. Joe was healthy and strong.
Thank you for joining us to hear Big Joe's story. We hope you found it as inspiring as we did.